Hi, my name's Cassius Rayner. Welcome back to the third video in this new series all about mobile filmmaking using Filmic Pro and lots of behind the scenes footage from the Dead Eye film behind the scenes. Most importantly, this video is going to be about gimbals, what gimbals I used, and I do like a gimbal. So let's dive straight in. So in this video, I'm going to talk about gimbals, and as some of you may already know, I do like a gimbal. I'm very into a lot of tracking shots, a lot of smooth running shots and so on. So yeah, so forgive me on that one. So the most important aspect of mobile filmmaking is the gear that you're going to work with. Now, of course, number one is Filmic Pro. You need that app to shoot the high level quality video that you really want to get from your shoot. But in particular, I'm going to look at a few models that I used on Dead Eye, and there were reasons why I specifically chose those models. And a lot of it is around weight. And when I say weight, not just weight of what it can hold in the sense of what you're going to add to it with your phone and external lenses or filters, but actually also the weight of the gimbal itself. I like my gimbals to be meaty, heavy. The heavier they are, the more weight there is to them, the easier I find it to work with in balancing those smooth shots. I went with the Crane M2 by Zhiyun, or Zhiyun, or Zhiyun. Okay, beep, there'll be a few retakes on that one. I'm not getting the pronunciation right. WiseCloud, I like that actually. I prefer a WiseCloud gimbal. Anyway, Crane M2 and also the Weibull S. So I chose those because I wanted rigs on both of the gimbals, and also I was thinking about using external lenses for specific shots. So for example, when I was shooting the police sequences, which is basically me hanging out the back of a van or out the side of a van, filming a police car in action, the Weibull is an amazing gimbal. It's a really sturdy gimbal. It's very solid in its build, and I felt that working at that speed as well, hanging out the back of a van with it attached to a monopod, it was still going to get me the smooth shots that I needed. And obviously I used Filmic Remote, and I had that on my lap. Not the most safe of things to do, but on a second device, I had it on my lap. What I was really using Filmic Pro, I'd already preset my manual settings on the actual phone before I recorded. But what I was doing was just making sure that the frame was in the right area that I wanted. So when we were actually in action filming that scene, I could just quickly check that my framing was working and I was getting the police car within the right area of that frame. Thing I would like to highlight with the Weibull S is that primarily it is actually designed for DSLR cameras, not specifically mobile phones. Although it works brilliantly with mobile phones, it wasn't specifically designed for mobile phone. So what you have to think about is where is the weight and where is it centralized, is it off tilt? And of course with the iPhone 12 Pro Max with the lenses to the side, and of course the B-script cage, and then when you attach the really heavy 3x telephoto lens, you will then find that you're struggling a little bit with the calibration because the weight isn't centralized. It can do it, but it just takes an awful lot longer to set it up. So I found by flipping the whole cage over upside down, actually then forces everything, the weight wise, forces it all to be more centralized to the camera plate and makes it very quick for you to switch it on, calibrate, and ready to go and shoot. So I found that that combination is what actually worked for me. The extra bonus as well, filming with the Weibull S, is the side arm attachment holder, which allowed me to use a secondary mobile device using Filmic Remote as and when I needed it in order to control the manual settings and the framing without having to touch, obviously, the main camera that was recording, i.e. the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So at the beginning of the film, there's lots of tracking shots of the main character, Jay, walking on her way to the destination, i.e. the house that she's going to go and visit. So she's walking along London Bridge, she's in central London, different locations. Now, I wanted to operate quickly and in a very small capacity, so minimal people, so we weren't drawing lots of attention on the streets, and so that I could really film the actor in the positions that I really wanted her to be in. And again, so for me, the decision and the planning was that the Crane M2 was the best option for that. And also I already knew, again, that I was only going to use the wide angle lens built into the iPhone 12, and obviously with Filmic Pro's focusing, I was still able to get really nice depth of field to the shot with her centralized in the middle area of the frame. And in that combination, the M2 worked really well. So it was a moment case, an ND filter, and also obviously the M2 gimbal. One of the most key aspects of using a gimbal in mobile filmmaking is obviously it's finding the right one that will work for you. And how do you do that without actually physically holding one or testing one? That is tricky. But what you need to make sure that you're checking is the weight. And why do you need to check the weight? Because you need to know what your game plan is. You need to know in what combinations are you going to use that gimbal in the next shoot that you're going to do. Are you going to shoot a music video? Are you shooting a family video? Are you going out to do a travel video? Whatever it might be, it is the end game that you need to think about. What am I going to attach to that phone? Am I just going to use the built-in lenses in the phone? Or am I going to attach an external lens? Am I going to invest some money in different lenses, or am I going to attach large filters, ND filters, cases, etc., etc.? All of those makes a huge difference in what type of gimbal you need to go for. So one of the key points, what I'm saying is, when you're looking online for the right gimbal for you, know the weight that you need. So you need to know the phone's weight. So the phone you have that you want to shoot with, know how heavy it is. When you're looking at other products, i.e. ND filters, cases for the phone, or an external lens, you will always find in the descriptions of the products what the actual net weight is of those items. And so when you combine all that together, you then know what kind of gimbal you're going to need that's going to cope with that weight. So I would always say that it's important to have an itinerary. Plan your shoot, plan the day ahead, really think about what combinations of gear or equipment you really actually need on the shoot itself, because it will save you a lot of stress and frustration later on in the day when you're actually filming the scenes. So that's about it for now. I really hope that you found it of interest. I really enjoy doing these videos. I hope it offers a little bit of inspiration in your journey into mobile filmmaking. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you haven't checked out Filmic Pro, please go to the App Store or Google Play, check them out. Okay, and if you haven't seen the film Dead Eye, go to deadeyefilm.co.uk. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay tuned.